cut across to Shreya Chatterjee, who's in fact right there. Shreya is the one who asked some of those questions as well to that journalist associated. He's a consultant, he claims, with Newsclick organization. So the key takeaway is here that they've been grilled for nearly 10 hours. He says he reached he was taken in fact, by the Delhi Police Special Cell at 8:30 this morning, and it's now well past 6, and he has just stepped out. So a good 10 hours that these journalists were grilled by the Delhi Police Special Cell under the UAPA Act. So several questions, as India Today has very clearly pointed out. We were the first to in fact bring you that news break, that exclusive news break on the line of questioning. It started with, of course, the case itself has been on since the ED took a close note of allegations of funding from Chinese firms into the company. And then the case itself has taken a twist when in August, a case was filed under UAPA. So aptly questions on the lines of whether they have been part of the CAA protests, whether they covered the Shaheen Bagh protests, whether they covered the farmers' protests, etc. All of that was asked, and that was the testimony that we have here. The first reaction coming in from the journalist himself. Shreya is with us. Shreya, tell us more. You've spoken to one of those journalists. Those questions, he himself spoke to the media and said elaborately on the questions that were being asked to him. So now we know the line of questioning. He seems completely blank and unaware of the reason to why he's been called in and grilled for 10 hours. Is that what it seems like?
Well, exactly so.
All right, we're going to try and patch Shreya's connection there, but from what we hear of that man, if we could play out his reaction again. This is the first journalist of Newsclick, who he says he's a consultant with them, not a fully employed journalist, but let's listen in yet again what he had to say.
पुलिस वालों को भी आंखों से अगर पुलिस वालों को भी देखे न्यूज़ क्लिक के मेरा बहुत सारे थे, हमें गिना नहीं सर, 20 हो सकता है, 30 हो सकता है, 40 हो सकता है। अगर हवलदार भी है जो पुलिस वालों है तो उनको भी जोड़ दीजिए ना, सैकड़ों लोग। थैंक यू
All right, Shreya is back with us. Shreya, tell us more about this journalist. He's the first to come out right after being questioned by the Delhi Police Special Cell. We hear from him the line of questioning. So under the UAPA, he's been asked about the farmers' protests, about CAA, Shaheen Bagh, the Delhi riots. These are pertinent questions that were posed before him, but he seemingly claims to be unaware as to why he was called in.
Also, he confirms the India Today news break about the line of questioning that we have been reporting that the Delhi Police Special Cell has interrogated most of them who were called in today. Now, Paranjay Gotakurta, he suggested he has been a journalist for 48 years now, and he was particularly questioned whether he actually covered the farmers' protest, the CANRC protest, whether he used a signal, or whether he is called one as Bhatnagar, who he suggested is his brother-in-law, is why he called him. Most of these questions obviously was pertained to him because he's a consultant with Newsclick, and Newsclick is under the radar for allegedly receiving funds from China, but he looked blank and largely he suggested that as a journalist it is but obvious that he will be covering developing issues in the country. So he said he will be cooperating as a person if at all he's called again, but as of now he did not understand why these questions were posed before him, but he was made aware that there was an FIR that is registered under the UAP, and that is under the same process why they were called in for the questioning.
All right, so stay with us. Shreya, I'd like to go to Devesh Singh, is also joining us live from Mumbai.